In Saturday's 76-59 loss to Milliken, Cardinal Tara Musgrove put together a game-changing performance. The freshman post player recorded a team-high 16 points and 8 rebounds. Musgrove's three-pointer with 9.5 minutes left to play in the game brought North Central within 6 points of the lead. Versus the Big Blue, Tara Musgrove was a game-changer. North Central guard Brittany James is in her 4th year with the Cardinal program. Brittany, 4 straight years with this program. You've had 2 different head coaches. What's it been like the last 2 years under Coach KENDRA Hunter?
It's been a positive change. A lot of the girls are willing to work a lot harder. It's good when you see the coach reflect on the players in more of a positive manner. You know, I'll do an extra thing in the summer because I know that my coach wants me to, kind of thing. The coach cares. It's more of a two-way street. So.
Well, how has that changed kind of, I don't want to say your perception, but just you being involved with the program? Has it made it more of an enjoyable experience playing basketball as a college player?
Yeah, the last 2 years have been my 2 favorite years of playing. I mean, obviously coming in and getting to the conference playoffs the first time and things like that, those are all experiences that you can't take away, and it definitely reflects on the coaches. And
now in your senior year, you've started 14 out of 21 games. Just kind of talk about that, kind of sitting out your time as a freshman and kind of waiting the 4 years to where you're a senior and playing a huge part of the team.
I think coming in and sitting and getting to watch a lot of the upperclassmen last year play really helped, and sitting back and watching my role. The coaches had a lot of big part in preparing me for that role. And you just go out there and, I mean, you play the sport you love, so it doesn't matter where that role is.
And your major is athletic training. Mm-hmm. So you're working towards being an athletic trainer, and you've basically covered almost every single sport outside of basketball season during your time. What has been one of your favorite sports to cover as an athletic trainer?
Football is definitely the most intense, and you learn the most. There's different things about each sport that make it special. You remember something about each sport. But football being my most recent was probably my favorite.
Do you plan on being a trainer after you graduate?
I would like to go on and be an athletic trainer at some capacity, and a little different, performing arts and things like that.
What has most surprised you about the major?
The different places that we can work, anywhere from the rodeo to a big corporate. It's interesting, hospitals and things like that. So.
Excellent. Well, junior Jackie Errico ranks in the top 5 in the CCIW in steals and rebounds. Jackie, once again, a leader of the team this year in your junior year, but coming off of last season, you guys entered the CCIW tournament, only returning you and Brittany to the team from last year's team. What was that like?
At first, I'm not going to lie, I was definitely a little nervous. You know, we had all these incoming freshmen and transfers, and but I was really excited to get in a whole new group coming in and to work with Brittany and everything.
And one of the girls that did not return was last year's sophomore Megan McGuire, who was your roommate. She was a 3rd-team All-CCIW member. Did it hurt just a little bit more knowing that your roommate wasn't going to be a part of the team?
Yeah, it definitely hurt, and I think a lot of the team knew of her, and you know how good of a contribution she would have been to the team. So it was tough to lose her, and then to even just have her as my roommate. So.
We'll talk about the season to date. Do you feel like the group as a whole is maybe stronger for having gone through this?
Yes, I think this year's team is a lot stronger than I've seen most of the teams that I've played on. No drama or anything, and I think we're really close.
Now, this year with you, one of the leading scorers in the CCIW, one of the leading scorers, of course, on the team, tops in rebounds and steals. Where have you kind of seen your game evolve this year in your junior year, especially playing with so many freshmen?
Really, each game just try to go out and play hard. Definitely from last year, I feel like my game has changed a little bit, but just wanting it more and knowing that my career is going to come to an end soon. So.
Well, being a senior at Marian Catholic, you guys qualified for the state tournament and finished, I believe it was 3rd in state overall. Are you happy that you decided to go on and play in college?
Yes, I'm definitely happy that I decided to go on and play. Even throughout my whole high school career, I knew that that's what I wanted to do and to keep playing.
With the Cardinals this year, have you noticed any of the freshmen? Are there any of them that you gravitate to more because maybe they have the same style of game as you, or I don't know, you guys are into more of the same things outside of basketball?
Yeah, I think each freshman and each transfer brings a little something different to the team. I would probably say Kaylin. I feel like I communicate the best with her because I feel like she feeds off my energy and I feed off hers that she brings onto the court.
Well, now, if you looked at a stat sheet, it looks like you and Sophie Newson are very similar players as far as rebounding and steals and the points. Do you kind of see that, too, when you're out on the court with her?
Yes, definitely. We like, feed off of each other, give each other good passes, and get each other pumped up. Because I know, like, if we're talking about rebounding, I'm going to go to her to talk about it because I know we have, like, the same game plan.
Well, Coach, we were talking about it a little bit earlier before the show started. Roles for this team, and with so many freshmen, you really aren't really learning about these players until halfway through the season. How have the roles developed to this point?
Well, like we were talking a little bit about, we've had a lot of different people lead us in scoring different games, and a lot of just inconsistencies as far as highs and lows for individuals' games. But I think it's been nice to see, like I said earlier, Tara Musgrove had that strong game against Milliken, and is kind of getting into a groove to show what she's capable of. Jenny Swanson's really stepped up in the past several games and has been a consistent scorer, and especially a threat from the three-point arc, which we knew was her strength all along. But she's kind of getting that confidence in herself. And I think confidence is the key, for all of them, for all of our players, whether they're seniors or juniors or, freshmen, that coming in and just knowing that they have the green light, to be an offensive threat, to score the basketball, and they're all finding different ways that they can do that. It's exciting to see.
You talk about, different players and gravitating to their roles. And one of the freshmen, Jenny Swanson, it looks like she's looking to be a scorer for this team. Does that sound about right? Yeah,
definitely. She's a threat from the three-point arc, and she has learned how to get that shot in the college game. You have to get yourself open, and her teammates are learning how to draw the defense. And that's one thing that Brittany does really well is penetrate in and draw the defense into the paint so that she can kick it out to shooters. And that's been a positive, I think, for all our shooters on the outside.
Brittany, after you graduate this year, do you think that you'll find yourself going back to North Central College Athletic website to see how this team's progressing in the next couple of years?
Definitely. I'm just as close to the freshmen as I would be another senior teammate, and I would love to know how they're doing and see how they're doing. I care very much about how Jackie finishes her career as well. I live close by, and I'm sure I'll be at some games and things like that. So. And
you're one of those players, I don't want to say kind of very scrappy. You're always pressing the other team's point guard in the backcourt, always trying to come up with steals, kind of raise some havoc. Do you see a freshman maybe continuing on in that role?
Kaylin has definitely pushed. She always comes up to you and asks, do you think I should do this? Do you think I should do that? Or she likes that. She likes going after the ball. But Sophie's very scrappy. Swanee can be very scrappy as well. So everyone pretty much has that role, but I see Kaylin doing it the most.
I guess lastly, Jackie, in the final 3 games of the season here, what are kind of the team's goals just wrapping up the season this year?
Well, we just hope to finish out strong, and winning against North Park really felt good, so we just hope to keep carrying that feeling on.
Absolutely. We wish you guys the best of luck. 3 more games left in the rest of this season. So congratulations and good luck.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Stay tuned as Sports Information Director Clark Tuscher joins us to talk about postseason possibilities for the men's basketball team after this short break.